Serendip, Ceylon, Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, is a unique and ancient land once thought to have been the site of the original Garden of Eden. Since the establishment of the Sinhala kingdom 2500 years ago, people from many lands hearing of this island paradise flocked to its shores and increased its human capital and its cultural diversity while enriching its belief systems. For hundreds of years, this small island was one of the richest and most wondrous places to live in. Sri Lanka is a land of astonishing geophysical, zoological, biological, cultural, ethnic and religious diversity that harmoniously and sustainably intermesh with one another. In a few days, travelers in Sri Lanka can see and experience the type of diverse natural phenomena that they would otherwise enjoy only by visiting several countries. Further, they will find disarmingly friendly people wherever they go, eager to help and committed to the comfort of travelers. Amongst business-friendly nations, Sri Lanka offers equality of treatment to both local and overseas investors and ranks ahead of China, India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Philippines and Vietnam, making it a destination of choice for those interested in investing in the Greater Asian region. The fact that Sri Lanka is an island nation with highly sought-after natural phenomena unique to such countries makes it an even tastier point for tourism investments. Infrastructure development of the country has accelerated since the end of the conflict, and high-quality roads, hospitals, international schools, malls and places of entertainment proliferating across the country and creating the enabling environment for overseas investors to commit to extended high-quality stays on this beautiful island. With the cessation of hostilities in 2009, the island nation has experienced an unprecedented boom in tourism. To cater to the surge of travelers visiting the island under the directive of Honorable Basil Rajapaksa, Minister of Economic Development, the government of Sri Lanka plans to tap unique, untouched locations throughout the land to be developed as high-quality travel destinations for the discerning overseas traveler wishing to experience the pristine land and its diverse environs. All of these lands are available for an upfront payment and a nominal rental on a long-term 99-year lease. Kalpitia, one of the best locations in the world for whale watching and sampling of marine and lagoon ecosystems. Located just 2 hours from the Colombo airport, 571.84 hectares of land is available at $3.5 million an acre for the construction of hotels, entertainment centers, golf courses, Ayurveda health centers and spas, eco-lodges, water sports centers, boat services, aqua center and a museum. Kuchiveli, located 5 hours from Colombo, this pristine white sand beach is one of the best locations in Asia constructing beach resorts. 445 acres at a minimum of 10 acres per investor is available at $2 million an acre. It is the broadest beach stretch on the east coast of the island and ideal for diving, snorkeling, whale watching with many nearby tourism hotspots such as ancient temples, hot wells, agricultural diversity and much more. Hambantota, located 4 hours from Colombo, one of the most rapidly developing areas of the country. 15 acres of land is available in 3 plots for development as beach resorts at $3 million per acre. The investor is encouraged to obtain assistance from the SLTDA in identifying land for new tourism projects and in obtaining assistance in procuring the land. The tourism approval process has been a key factor to achieving a fast outcome with systems in place to make the approval process faster and more predictable. This will not only save tourism businesses time and money, but remove some of the barriers that have prevented good ideas from reaching fruition. The SLTDA conducts a preliminary appraisal in discussion with the investor. Once a project proposal is received, identifying the area that is proposed for development and the type of development activities planned, and in principle, approval is granted to the investor, allowing for a detailed examination of the project and triggering a process for obtaining the necessary clearances from line agencies. Approval for the proposed investment is provided by the BOI within 1 day on preliminary clearance by the SLTDA. A site inspection would be done after circulating documents with line agencies. Specific clearances are required from the Board of Investment, the Urban Development Authority, and the Central Environmental Authority. Subsequently, a scoping committee meeting will be held with the heads of government agencies, which include the SLTDA, Urban Development Authority, Board of Investment, etc. The SLTDA has set up an efficient internal system to minimize the time and effort required by the investor to obtain clearances from many line agencies. At the end of this process, the SLTDA issues its preliminary clearance and other line agencies will do the same. Environment approval will be provided for the proposed project separately by the Central Environment Authority, Coastal Conservation Department, Department of Wildlife and Department of Forests on submission of the required initial environmental examination and environmental impact assessment. On receipt of these approvals, the investor is asked to provide the architectural drawings to determine if they conform to SLTDA standards. Once these drawings are approved, the investor applies for a development permit with payments to the UDA and local authorities and receives the development permit from these agencies. On submission of these documents to the SLTDA, the investor is given final approval for proceeding with the proposed project. In engaging in developing the site, the investor is required to liaise with utilities companies such as electricity, water and roads, as well as the Ministry of Local Government. The SLTDA can facilitate obtaining the required utilities from these agencies with a minimal amount of effort. Similarly, it can help with the investor with obtaining customs clearance for equipment, engagement with the Export Development Board, the Department of Labour and the Registrar of Companies to facilitate the setting up of the investor's tourism business operations in Sri Lanka. The entire exercise is estimated to be extremely fast in comparison with previous bureaucratic processes. The investor may use the SLTDA website to obtain a clear idea on how to invest in Sri Lanka, either before deciding to invest or during the investment process outlined above. The investor should note that there are many opportunities for obtaining incentives, concessions and financial assistance from the Board of Investment, Inland Revenue Department, Customs, Immigration and Immigration, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka and development banks, and should inquire from the SLTDA on how best to obtain such facilities. Additionally, the investor may reduce the time taken to become operational significantly by taking on projects already pre-approved by the SLTDA, BOI, Mahawali Authority and the Land Commissioner General's Department. As Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa, the President of Sri Lanka, stated, in Sri Lanka, emerging wonder of Asia, tourism, which has already shown an upsurge, is planned to be increased to 2.5 million tourists and positioned as a $2 to $3 billion economic activity. In order to accommodate and increase diversified numbers, hotels and other facilities such as air and road linkages, infrastructure and other leisure-related activities are being made available for potential investors.